guys. You talked about E.J. Manuel and Ryan Nassib. Let's move into the quarterbacks. What do you think of this draft class and where Nassib, E.J. Manuel, and Mike Glennon might fall? Pete, you first.
Well, they're probably going to get 3 of them in the first round. It depends on where you're going to throw Matt Barkley into this mix. You're seeing even teams like the Chicago Bears talking with Mike Glennon, and maybe he's by a second rounder. And Geno Smith can certainly go 6th overall to Arizona. He could slide down to the end of the first round. There's a lot of talent there to be had, but I don't see any of them being a superstar. There's certainly not an Andrew Luck there. There's not an RG3 there. I don't even think there's a Russell Wilson there. You got a lot of okay guys, but nobody fantastic.
Yeah, when you're talking quarterbacks, of course you want a guy up here, the Andrew Luck. You know he's going to play right away, and you know he's got upside to continue to get better. When you're talking about guys lower on the board, you have to put them on the scale. Are you going to be great right away, like a Ryan Nassib or a Matt Barkley, or are you going to get really, really good if you have good coaching like E.J. Manuel? That's tools. This is NFL readiness. So I think Geno Smith's the one guy who's close to the middle. So he's going to be that top 10, top 15 pick. But guys like Nassib and Barkley could fall because teams want not only a guy who can play right now, but a guy who can get better, not be an Andy Dalton. You mentioned Ryan Fitzpatrick before the show. These are guys who can play in the NFL, but have a ceiling. Whereas an E.J. Manuel from Florida State, like you mentioned earlier, prototype. He's got all the arm strength, all the mobility you want, all the athleticism. If he gets in the right situation, he could be the best quarterback from this class.
The number one thing I always look at any quarterback prospect is, can I see this guy holding a Lombardi trophy? Does he do any one thing really, really well that's better than anyone, whether it's the accuracy of Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees, whether it's the howitzer arm of a Joe Flacco, whether it's the arm, again, of Tom Brady? Does they have something there that he can do at a superior high level? I don't think Nassib has that. I don't think Barkley necessarily has that, and certainly Geno Smith doesn't have that. Manuel's the one guy out there you can say, like you said, maybe there's something there. It could take a little time, a lot of tweaking, but if you look at the raw tools, he's got that size and mobility of an Andrew Luck or a Cam Newton. He could be kind of that guy with a little bit of tweaking and work.
But that's where we...
Yeah, he's 6'5", 240. People love, and he's a great leader, a great guy to speak to. So do teams gravitate to a guy like that?
I think so. And the thing you have to remember is it's not always about the player. You take a guy like Andy Dalton and put him on the Oakland Raiders, maybe he's not Andy Dalton. Take a guy like Jamarcus Russell, put him in the Pittsburgh Steelers locker room, and maybe he gets his life straight. Sometimes it's the position these guys get put into or the coaches they have when they get there just as much as the prospect themselves coming out. E.J. Manuel on a team like the Philadelphia Eagles, if they draft him in the second round, that's a fantastic fit for him, and he could be fantastic right away. But you stick him on a team that's going to put him on the bench, not give him the coaching he needs, and basically just use him as a backup, he's going to be a backup his whole career.
And the other thing you got to remember is with a quarterback in the first round, you can't miss. If you miss kind of on a wide receiver, you can draft a wide receiver, a running back, or a tackle, and he can just be okay, and you can stick him on the line. You got other receivers, and you got other running backs, you got other guys at the position. You miss at a starting quarterback in the first round, you've set yourself back at least 3 to 5 years, and it's just you got to know if you're going to marry yourself to this guy. Nowadays, you used to be able to let him have a few years to tweak and hone his skills. Now you're looking for Luck. Now you're looking for RG3. Now you're looking for that guy right away. And so if you're going to marry yourself to Nassib or Barkley or Geno Smith in that first round, he's your guy right off the bat, and he's your franchise, and he's got to rock for it.